welcome to episode 10 of the Winging It FM podcast. We are joined today by RegistaFM. How you doing, mate?
I'm not too bad, man. How you doing?
Yeah, doing really well. We've also got Sammy with us. How are you doing, mate?
Hello. How you doing, man?
Yeah, all good. Unfortunately, RampantFM couldn't be with us tonight, so we're going to power on without him. Today's topic is on the Football Manager 2019 features. So we're going through the features today, and I don't know if we'll have any Football Manager updates, but we'll ask around. Regista, have you got any updates?
Well, firstly, I feel like we need to address the elephant in the room.
Oh no!
From a couple of episodes ago.
No.
Sammy, that reaction's quite strong, man. Explain
dear.
yourself.
Let's just say I had a bit of a moment.
A bit of a moment.
Just a bit, yeah.
Moment.
That's like a man love moment.
That's more than a moment, dude. That's more than a moment. Well, I mean, right this second as well. I mean, is anyone playing Football Manager 2018? I mean, you know, we're getting towards the end of it. We are at the end of the life cycle of the game. I haven't really streamed this week, just having a really, really busy week. But I suppose the Maystone save has kind of come to an end. You know, we left Maystone about 3 weeks ago, I suppose, and then we ended up at Sevilla. We had a lot of job offers. We finished sixth. You know, I took them on when they were sixth in the league in about 2023. Finished sixth, Europa League semi-final. We chucked out a whole load of, older players in the summer. Brought in a lot of youngsters. And right now in La Liga, we're third, 1 point behind Real Madrid and Barcelona. But I think that's pretty much where it's going to stay, which is a bit of a shame. But I think, to get my FM fix when I'm not live, I'm going to be playing that Maystone save offline, I think, on FM18. Get the old fix in and see if I can actually win the Champions League with them eventually. But yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Yeah, I think Sammy has loved your save.
I adored that.
Sounds like it.
I adored that one.
Sounds like it. Well, thank you very much, man. Thank you. I mean, why did you love it so much?
Mainly because you don't, particularly with streamers now, you don't tend to see, big, top streamers like yourself.
You're too kind.
Start at the bottom of the pyramid and work the way up, especially with the team you love yourself. And that's why I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the ride you had, the bumps you had. And
there were loads of bumps, loads of bumps in that one.
We don't talk about the one in non-league though. And then
season 1 didn't happen.
Yeah, and then you just went all the way up, and then you finished the Premier League. It's quite a good story how you've been able to take that across from the vast majority of FM as well.
Oh, cheers, lad. Cheers, appreciate it. What about you, Cookie?
Well, I was going to ask Sammy actually if he had any updates. I know he's been playing his Luton save offline.
No, I actually haven't. I finished that quite a while ago. Only because I knew FM was coming out and I couldn't be bothered to carry on with the save. So I've been playing mainly FIFA recently. So yeah, nothing from me.
Yeah, I suppose for me, I haven't played it since I uploaded the final episode before what was going to be the Twitch switch, but then we kind of ran out of time and this, that, and the other got in the way, so we haven't been able to do that. But for FM19, we will be streaming on Twitch, so the Twitch you're currently on now. And yeah, if you want an update on the last episode, then it's on my YouTube channel. Go and check it out. Let me know what you think. So yeah, let's move on to the main topic. The reason why we're here, actually, is Football Manager 2019 features. Going to go to Sammy straight away and just get his initial thoughts.
I like it. I just want to start off by mentioning the skin, first of all. Obviously now it has like the purpley look. And on Twitter in particular, I've heard mixed opinions regarding that. In my opinion, I quite like it. It's a nice change from having, the dark skin or the light skin, whatever you like to use. And, it's much more colourful, you could say. And I just want to hear what you guys think about that in particular, to be fair. Whether you guys like it or not.
I'll go now. Yeah, I mean, look, the game that we've been playing for the last 3-4 years or so has had the same skin. It's a bit tired, needs a bit of a rejuvenation, and Sports Interactive have certainly done that. For me, the best thing about the new skin, it's just the little things like having the sides of all the boxes are diagonal. That just, it might sound a bit stupid, but it really does freshen up the look and make it a lot more modern. Think of games like FIFA and their menu system and how that looks. And I feel that, the FM skin now, SI seem to have taken some of those, ideas and put them into the skin. And yeah, it really has freshened it up. I like the skin, the purple to begin with. I think it's very different seeing a screenshot of it when you actually have the skin, on your machine playing the game. I think it's going to look very, very different. And some people are going to love it. Some people are going to hate it. But I'm pretty sure Sports Interactive are going to put out a dark skin with it as well. So if you aren't a fan of the purple, then, the dark skin, I'm 99% certain there's going to be one.
Yeah, I was watching the FM stream earlier today as we record this. I'm not sure when this goes out. But I was watching the FM stream and I remember seeing in particular they switched kids' skins because they have obviously that skin I think they use is like got the dark skin now. And then they have the light skin which is just white. Like normal. So,
yeah, it's too bright, it blinds you.
Yeah. I don't know how P would use that skin, to be fair. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, for me, my favourite colour's purple, so I absolutely love it.
That's handy.
Coincidental.
But yeah, I do tend to use the basic dark skin until custom skins come out, and then I mess about with that.
The one thing I've noticed as well about the skin that I don't like is the font. They need to, if you look at it, it's too. For me, it just looks a bit sort of desktop-y, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, it's just sort of a bit Microsoft Office kind of. I'm looking at like the screenshots on the website right now, where I'm seeing things like squad and homepage. I just think there could be something a little bit more modern in there. It might just be that's the sort of the font they've gone with their logo, and that's how it sort of has transferred onto that section of the page. And yeah, I mean it's okay, but I think there's something there that could be a little bit better.
Yeah, no, I think I agree. The font in some cases from screenshots I've seen, like it's not clear what it says.
Yeah.
And in other cases it is very clear.
Yeah. And I don't know how much of that is due to the fact that a lot of the game is purple, and whether sort of the purple and the white maybe on the screen or in the screenshots look a bit sort of blurry together. But I mean, dark skin, that's all I'm going to say. It's going to be there. It's going to be there, you realise.
Yeah, I mean, when they were streaming earlier, I saw the free skins that were there. So yeah, it does have a dark and light.
But like you say, there's going to be new skins around. Actually, whilst I was streaming once, I had a Korean chap come in and say, you need to use this skin, and it was something that I'd never heard of, but apparently it's really popular. So I'm sure there'll be an equivalent of that at some point for FM19.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, let's move on to the next feature on the list, which is a pretty big one. Training. Now, in my opinion, from what I've seen on the live stream, screenshots, this is like groundbreaking. They've pretty much taken, from what I remember of FIFA Manager, all of the different individual sort of training sessions you can add in, and they've incorporated it into the game, which is just amazing. And yeah, I don't know, Sammy, do you want to jump in?
For me, in my opinion, in previous games, I didn't really like training that much because I just found it a bit too complicated for my 14, 15-year-old brain to deal with. Because you just go on the training screen for the first time, and it looks quite overwhelming. But now it looks all colourful and nice. It makes me feel like it's easier. And looking at it, first off, it does look easier, as in you can select what day, whatever. I just gonna try and get my head around the individual training now, see how that's, because that still looks pretty much the same from what I saw, and hopefully there might be a change something like that maybe.
I'm not sure I agree with that. The training in FM18 and previous games has been a bit. I mean, to my mind, training was really boring. Like, there was nothing that I could do other than nothing I could do to really hone in on my players, apart from the individual aspects, training either a position or an attribute or a PPM or something. But now they seem to have gone, from what I can see, if you're looking at the calendar and you've got all the different the different schedules and all the different types of training, possession, recovery, ball retention, whatever. To me, that looks more complicated than what they initially had. Now, I mean, it's better. It is better because you're going to have 3 different sessions per day, or at least 2 plus a bonus, an extra one if needed. But you're going to have, if you don't leave this to your assistant, for example, you're going to have to go through and program that, I'm guessing, probably every week, maybe every month. I mean, some people are going to really love that, and again, some people are really, really not going to love it. But, as I say, each to their own. It looks overwhelming, I think, especially to a new player. But perhaps once you get used to it, it might be all right. Maybe only something you do like for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Go, okay, I know I want this, bish bash bosh, done.
Maybe that's why they use to have that new tutorial option to help them get through that overwhelming stage.
Yeah, you're probably right on that.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree. I mean, working in the football industry at an academy before, this training system that they've got in Football Manager is so realistic to real life. I mean, obviously, to a point, you can have more than 3 sessions a day in real life, but I think the way that they've implemented it is going to be perfect. And I am, for one, going to spend day 1 going through the whole year of training.
So see, you look at the screenshots of the training right now, and there's a hell of a lot more on there. Obviously the schedule and the calendar are one thing, but you've got units. I mean, splitting out your team by position is a big deal, because it made no sense on previous games to have your attacking players on team training with defending and vice versa, because the attacking players are not going to get any benefit of the defensive training. So to split them up is much more like what it would be in real life, and it'll really help you hone in on each player and be able to develop them a hell of a lot better. And that's going to be really good for bringing through new gens as well. The mentoring thing is also interesting. The fact that you can now split up your team into different mentoring groups will also help you developing new gens, I believe, because you'll be able to put like-minded personality players in the same group, which, if you've got a new gen come through and you've got 3 players who are, professional or model professionals or whatever, it's highly likely that player is going to become a model professional.
Yeah, I think the mentoring screen and the functions will be key for developing your youth players and new youth players that come into the game. I keep wanting to call them regens. It's just because I played it for so long.
It's new gen, son.
I know. But yeah, I do agree. Like, it does look overwhelming, complicated, so much on the screen as soon as you go into training. But like Sammy said, I think that's why they've introduced the manager induction.
Yeah, and there will be the facility. There will be the facility to chuck it to your assistant manager as well. If it's not really your bag, you will just be able to go, all right, here you go, lad, crack on.
Maybe it's like, the reason why I find it easier to understand out of original Thor is because, obviously being younger, more attracted to the colour than that. So maybe it's just the colour that makes it look, oh, this looks vibrant, it looks easy, yeah. So
maybe we're just too old, Cookie.
that's what I'm trying to put across, but in the nicest way possible. I should say that.
It's a bit rude.
Respect you.
I mean, regens and 2D. That's all I'm going to say.
Wibble wobble.
So yeah, going on to the next feature. It's a nice little snippet, this one. Only in selected leagues, I believe.
Yes!
VAR. So this is going to be absolutely comedy gold for those content creators that just go mental. I'm thinking of Loki Doki.
That'd be brilliant.
Probably Kev as well.
Curty smash.
Yeah.
To be fair, even Regista, I'd say, would be comedy gold.
I can just imagine it. You scored
this
in the
loud
90th minute, Champions League final. VAR gives a free kick.
Is it actually gonna? Have they confirmed if it's actually going to be in the game for the Champions League? Are they actually going to put it in there for that?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
In the FA Cup, they have it sporadically, don't they? So they have it in some games, some not. Same in the Carabao Cup.
I think it depends on the stadium, doesn't it? In the FA Cup.
No, how would they? And would they be able to implement that into the game, though?
But they've said that it's in selected leagues where VAR is already being used. So, like Bundesliga, I would assume MLS because it's
but
used there.
that's leagues, not competitions, isn't it? So, I suppose it might just be a case of having to wait for that, and depending on how often they use it in competitions, maybe like in the World Cup.
My guess is they'll patch it in if the Champions League is using it. They'll probably hotfix it. It'll be fine. There's two arguments for VAR. On the one hand, you've got it being in the game because it's in football. It's very much a part of professional football now. As much as a lot of people don't like it, as much as a lot of people do like it, it is here to stay. And I think over time, it will become a much needed addition, a bit like goal line technology. The problem with VAR, though, obviously in real life, stems with the people interpreting the information that it gives you. That is the one thing where people, that's where I have an issue with VAR, because obviously refereeing's not consistent. But we're getting on a tangent. The other side of the coin with VAR for me is that it's a game, and the game normally doesn't get things wrong. So the game's going to be getting things wrong so that it can use VAR. Do you see what I mean? I know other people have mentioned that before. Maybe I am stealing their point, but it is the big point with VAR, and it's gonna. Perhaps SI really have just looked at the community and seen the number of people that do rage, including myself, and have just put it in there really to try and make things more entertaining for people. Because that's clearly what it is. They're trying to take years off my life. That's what you're doing, Miles.
Well, Miles has said the game will purposely make a mistake so that VAR can fix it. And he's 100% said that when VAR comes in, it's never wrong.
Right. that's a big claim to make. But I think...
Don't you also think sometimes the game might almost make a mistake and it could get something wrong, but then they don't use VAR to solve that particular situation?
Well, that also happens as well.
Yeah, but then he said only VAR would make the mistake. Like, the mistake will only happen if VAR is going to be included. But
the one thing that I'll have an issue with is if it's anything to do with sort of the animations in the match engine, which make it look like one thing's happened, but the game has actually thinks something else, the other thing has happened. That's when there will be issues. And, obviously we've only seen a small portion of the game now, because obviously the stream has just happened. But, out of the 1,000 upon 1,000 upon thousands of hours that Football Manager, that's going to be played at Football Manager 2019, in there somewhere, there's likely going to be something that causes an uproar,
I mean, there's always bugs. It's inevitable. There is with every single game that comes out. There's bugs.
Yeah, of course.
And that's just one of the things that needs to get fixed. But when you get the beta, if you do see bugs, make sure you report it.
Yes. That is the point of the beta, not to get the game 2 weeks early. You are testing it at that point.
Even though playing it 2 weeks early is like a bonus almost, isn't it? Because most games don't have the open beta like FM does. It's a big, quite privilege, to be fair.
No. I mean, FIFA has it like 3 days.
Yeah, but that's when EA Access had to pay for that even more, don't you? But
yeah.
Regista did make a point earlier on about Golang technology. That's also going to be involved in FM. How do you think they're going to... I haven't seen any footage of Golang Tech yet. Have you guys?
No. There probably is somewhere.
I think that it's linked with VAR. I might be wrong.
Wait, so it won't be used in the Prem, because obviously we know Golang Tech is used in the Prem, don't we?
It's either going to be linked with VAR, so wherever VAR is, Goal Line Technology will be, or it's done as a separate entity, and it will be in its own sort of place where it is in real world football.
But yeah, that's the point. It's a separate entity in real football. It just is, sensors in the goal that send a signal to the referee's watch if the ball's gone in. That's the whole point. So I don't see why it should be included with VAR, but I suppose to make it work in the game, it might have to be.
It's an interesting one, though, isn't it? I want to see it in action, to say, maybe have a replay or something to say, VAR was included in this goal. Something along that lines.
What I would actually like to see is for each referee to have a rating, so that then the game is basing the mistakes on the referee and not necessarily the match engine per se.
That could work, but then at lower levels you'd have less high quality referees making more mistakes, which I suppose would potentially make sense, because only in theory the best refs make it to the top. But by the same token, it might make the gameplay experience a little bit too, how can I say, frustrating. Having watched a lot of non-league football, though, referees do make an awful lot of mistakes. But fair play to them, they're doing one of the hardest jobs in officiating sport, I think. I've just seen a screenshot of the goal line technology as well, and it almost looks a bit like FIFA. How sort of FIFA zooms in on the top of the ball. It looks pretty much the same as that. So yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I like the fact on the VAR they have I saw in the stream earlier, they have 2 angles. They have one with if it's offside, for example. When they have the lines with the 2 lines with one player, the back line, and then the actual player itself. They have that, and then they have one without that as well. I quite like that addition. In my opinion, it just adds to it. But it's just a way to make us rage.
Yeah. No, I think it's good. It's a good addition to the game, and obviously, as VAR becomes more prominent in every top division league, then obviously it will make sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I do agree with Regista in that in real world football, I don't actually agree with the way VAR is implemented. Okay, so let's move on to the next feature then. So I've got down the induction manager. So our initial thoughts on that.
We've had a brief talk about that earlier, haven't we? I think. Like the tutorial.
Yeah, we briefly mentioned
I actually quite like the idea of it, because we've been saying previously on podcasts, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Twitch, and whatever, that for a newbie to this game, it's quite hard to get into it, because it's so overwhelming, because there's loads of different things you go, oh, where do you go next, and so on. And so, that just helps them to realise, so I need to do that first, then I need to do the tactics and training, and so on. So, I actually really like the feature, and I think it could bring some more sales to FM this year, and then it would help us to get more features next year, obviously.
I mean, they've had the tutorial thing in the game for a bit. It's been not in the sense of or the scale of what they're going into now. It's always had the sort of the eye that you can click on and it'll show you everything, but that's it fires sort of 5 or 6 things on your screen, and it makes it a little bit too overwhelming. Again, overwhelming. I mean, that's the key word, I suppose, when you're playing Football Manager for the first time, is overwhelming. There's so much to do. There's so much information being thrown at you. There's so many, micromanaging things that you can do in the game. It really makes it, as I said, overwhelming to a new player. I mean, look, most people who are going to play Football Manager are probably going to have played Football Manager for a while and won't necessarily think too much of the induction feature, but I'll still be using it for certain things. I mean, look at the tactics, for example. That's, changed the entire layout and changed the entire way that we do things now. There's still the same instructions, of course, but we'll get onto that in a second. But, it'll be good just to have a little bit of a pointer around the game screens, just to see, okay, this is now moved here, this is where this is how I do this. And yeah, even for seasoned players it's going to be useful. And like you said, Sammy, for new players it is again going to be a really good addition. Like, if you're picking this game up for the first time, you love football, you've got a favourite team, and you're thinking, I'm fed up of FIFA and it's absolute crap, let's actually manage Football Manager, and we'll all turn around and say, don't do it because it's worse than FIFA. But actually, it's a really good game. You're going to love it because it's going to tell you what you need to do. It's going to be great. So, yeah, good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to say they stole my main series plan for FM19.
Oh, did they?
Oh. Wait, by any chance, was it a tutorial?
Yeah, it was.
All I'm going to say is great minds think alike.
Indeed they do. Okay, so yeah, I have to completely agree with both of you. I think it's a great addition to the game.
Good.
I mean, hard cheese if I don't like it, really.
Hard cheese?
Yeah, it's an old saying my nan uses.
God, you really are old.
Yeah. 27 going on 48.
Fucking hell, I'm older than you.
That sounds something.
So yeah, the next sort of, I guess, feature, something that they've negotiated, is the Bundesliga license, and personally I think it is a great addition. Obviously, everyone wants those little graphics, and it's just like, for me, it's 2 less leagues that I need to get graphics for.
Yeah, it's great. I'm a little sad though they've lost the Spanish license instead. But they've got the German Bundesliga license, but they don't have the German national team, so you're still going to have to do that one.
Yeah, still going to have to get that fixed.
But I mean, it coincides with the game being released in Germany for the first time in, over 10 years? Possibly longer. So, I mean, you're going to see an influx of new players over there as well, which is great. I mean, and having the license is only going to attract them even more. And we want as many people playing Football Manager as possible, so this can only be a good thing. Leverkusen are going to be incredible as well. Just think of Watford. Leverkusen are going to be just as good.
Maybe that what the Bundesliga and obviously being launched in Germany as a whole is what prompted the whole FM rebrand, like the retirement of Management, etc. Maybe it's just like a fresh start.
Yeah, quite possibly. Yeah, quite possibly. I mean, the logo as well has been used since the inception of Football Manager, in 2005. So the logo is tired, and I mean, we can talk about the new logo and fonts and everything. It's great. I mean, it's an update. It makes it look fresh. It's clean. It's modern. It's more attractive to a younger audience as well. So you can see, I think Curtis will have had some form of influence on that. Yeah, it looks great. It looks awesome.
Yeah, so before we get on to the other big change in Football Manager 2019, I'm just going to go through sort of the live stream earlier. When they were playing the match, so going on to the match engine, it felt a smoother transition for me when the game was playing. And just saying, 2D split screen. That's all I'm going to say.
I didn't catch any of it, so
I'm
not
really a fan of 2D, to be fair, but I did see though that the ball curves so much now. It's insane. I like it though. Yeah,
Sammy, that's because you're young. You don't like 2D.
I'm in this world where 4K is, 4K is up there all around us.
2D is king.
3D is king. Sometimes I have to put it in 2D just to please people who are on my Twitch chat. Because otherwise they go, oh, why are you in 3D? Why 3D?
Sammy's such a pleaser.
I think in all honesty, if I could play Football Manager in a 3D mode, but still have the functionality and the ability to read the game like I do in 2D, I'd be all over it. Last year they brought in or they tried to make a big deal of the data analyst screen. And, I mean, I used that for a little bit, but it's so hard to see the ball and to try and get any real form of trying to get a view that you can see both teams on the pitch and understand what's going on is really difficult in that mode. It's really unclear to see where the ball is and what each player's doing. 2D just solves all of that. It just makes everything so much simpler, so much easier to read. Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't I use 2D? I used Sideline for a bit, but even Sideline is great graphically, but understanding what's going on in a game, I don't know if it's the best solution. So if there's 2D split screen, great, bring it on.
Yeah, they went through the split screen earlier, and you can adjust the size of the pitch, and it was beautiful.
Oh, brilliant! I'll have to try that out.
Yes, let's move on to one of the main topics. The other main topic, the revamped tactics. Absolute, it's just amazing. So realistic, especially for me as a football coach. Anyway, it's just what you want from a tactics screen: in possession, transition, and out of possession. It's beautiful.
I'm just going to say one thing: sliders. Sliders are back. Not how we maybe want them,
but
sliders are back. They are back, and Wibble Wobble is back as well, and that makes me happy. Makes me really happy. I mean, it's great because you can really. I think what FM18 and previous Football Managers sort of made a lot more difficult to understand was how the tactic will play, or how it will actually play. You see loads of, and I've been guilty of this as well. You open up that team instructions tab and you see all these buttons and you think, I need to press this one, I need to press one here and one here and one here and one here and one here. And actually, it's the KISS rule, keep it simple, stupid, just applies so much. Just don't overdo it. And with the new tactic system, and with that though, it makes it a bit too. It doesn't make it easy to understand what your tactic's actually doing until you get in there and have a look at the game, and and then there's more variables on that, whether your team's playing well or not, and so on. But with the way that it's split out now, with the way that you've got things like when possession has been lost, when possession has been won, those transitions, you'll understand what the team shape is meant to be doing, and you can look out for that, and you can then understand, okay, this player, I've got him to regroup in the defensive transition, but he's gone off AWOL. So why is that? And then you can really then look at the player's attributes or perhaps his player preferred moves and go, that's why, he's got no discipline, for example. And then you'll realise he doesn't fit into your shape. Do you see what I mean? It's just going to make things so much easier for you to read what's going on in the match engine. And I think it's going to be better for new players coming into the game. They'll be able to go, okay, I am a big fan of Alex Ferguson and his Man United sides. I want to try and play like that. And the options that would necessarily be used by Alex Ferguson in that 4-4-2 are going to be a lot more easily apparent and easy to find than it would be, I think, in previous versions of the game.
Yeah, definitely. I think, especially for new players as well, the preset famous tactics will be key for new players.
Oh yeah,
you can just pick up and play. So if you want to play like Barcelona, select the tiki-taka sort of tactic, and it will put, I'm assuming that it will put the roles and positions into what that tactic will look like.
You can always adjust off that tactic as well, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
exactly.
It just gives you a base to pick from, so you can, if you want to play like Barcelona, but you might want to maybe try and play like Barcelona in a 3-5-2 instead of a 4-2-3-1, then you could easily switch around to that. I think it gives you preset formations, doesn't it, for what fits that type of style of play as well. So I'm looking at here, you've got fluid counter-attack. You can either have a 4-1-4-1 DM wide, a 5-3-2 wing-backs, or a 4-4-1-1. So you've got options there, and then you can tailor that how you wish.
Yeah, I think it gives more control for the managers that want to set like a specific philosophy, style of playing.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're going for that, if you're going to try and play like Klopp, for example, you've got that Gegenpressing already there set up for you, because the developers at SI will have watched hours upon hours upon hours of Dortmund and Liverpool under Klopp to get that right. So, yeah, it's going to be a good thing. And you've still got the ability to just create something from scratch as well. Yeah.
I was going to say there's other ones as well, not just the sort of Klopp and Pep tactics. There's like direct counter attack, and other sort of simple tactics that you can work off as well.
For sure. They've also got the old no-nonsense fullback and no-nonsense centre-backs in. Well, that's obviously just a rebrand of the old defensive defenders, aren't there? Pressing forward as well. I mean, again, the idea of making it a little bit easier to understand for the new players. Defensive forward didn't really mean anything to anyone. It didn't mean anything to me. What's a defensive forward? It sounds like an oxymoron. Pressing forward makes a lot more sense. It makes a lot more sense. If I think someone like Jamie Vardy, Carlos Tevez, Roberto Firmino, those players are pressing forwards, Do you see what I mean? It just, I think they've really looked at their roles and maybe just think, does this actually make sense? Okay, they've not really changed many of them, but it's a lot. I think a lot of people, including myself, will probably use pressing forward a lot more.
Yeah. I think also the removal of a sweeper, because it's not generally used in today's football, and the introduction of the libero at normal centre-back position, I think that would be quite interesting.
Yeah, you can only play that in a back three, can't you? You can't. I don't think you can play it in a back two, and I think you have to have a back three, and it can only be the central of the back three.
Got ya.
But yeah, no sweepers, man. That makes me sad. I love a sweeper.
Can't say I ever used one.
No, but there's always the chance that you might.
No, moving on. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers all the features, unless Regista, you've got any others to add in.
There's obviously a few smaller ones, like the loans, being able to move to specific countries for work permits, etc. But we could be here for hours talking about all of these.
I will just say that this is probably going to be the last Football Manager where you don't know what the Brexit's going to be.
Yeah, that is true.
Which will make things very interesting next year.
Be interesting to see if they've got, like FM18 had the sort of three options.
I remember hearing on the stream.
I reckon it will be.
On the stream they added a fourth one, but I can't remember what it was exactly. But I think that's what I heard.
No deal. That'll be the deal scenario.
Which one is allowed in.
I think we should go over some of the questions that have been in the Twitch chat, because I can see some.
With the Bundesliga, will you be doing a save with the German leagues? That's from Super Stockers.
I'll start first. I'm just going to say yes, easily. I'll have one for Peter with by Leverkusen, obviously going to be OP, etc. As Regista said, but that'll be my Twitch, and then I'll also have one on YouTube, probably after my first save is actually one of my first saves are finished, so I can replace them. Because I don't want to go up to 3 saves, because that'd be too much.
It's doubtful. For me, I've already announced my main Football Manager 2019 save, the one that I'm going to be starting the game with when it goes live on November the 2nd, and that is with FC20. So, I mean, you could kind of argue that I'm going to be sort of next door, but I mean, Germany, yeah, it's a good league. Obviously, Bayern are going to be very dominant. It's going to be hard to topple them, but not right now. Not right now. If I do go there, it'll be with someone like Wolfsburg or Werder Bremen or other Hamburg or someone like that. But for me, not at the moment. I'm excited about FC20.
Yeah, I think for me, my latest mini-series for FM18 was with Schalke. And I've done Bundesliga quite a lot, like offline as well, so I'll probably have a play around offline, but I probably won't create any content in the German leagues.
Just seen here, Mad FM. You lads planning / interested to do much in terms of online leagues?
Well. I think we'll let Sammy answer this one first.
That's not really much of an answer.
It gives you an idea, though.
Yeah, that's sort of like dangling a carrot.
Ooh.
But yeah, I'm sure there will be lots of cups, competitions, and obviously there's the 2-game league, which Sammy is alluding to.
Yes, I remember.
All I'm going to say, though, is throughout FM19 versus mode, come at me, bro.
Definitely, I'll take you on, mate.
1v1 me, Rust.
Bring it FM versus Regista.
I'll never back down from a draft mode or a versus mode. So yeah, hit me up if you want to do one.
Yeah, same for me. I had a draft series on FM18, so I'll carry that over to FM19.
I will just say though, from my outings in the Absolute FM Trophy and the FM Creators Cup, you'll probably win.
I don't think I had the pleasure of playing you, Regista.
You say pleasure.
For all of us, I think.
In fairness, I played MacBearded in the first game of the Absolute FM Trophy and got FM'd hard. Like, hard.
In fairness, I only won the Absolute FM Trophy due to an FM.
You literally did it, sir.
So, yeah.
I think I've got one question, actually, before we move on. Do we think there will be a game-breaking tactic this year? And if so, what will it be?
There has to be a game-breaking tactic, doesn't it? To be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 4-3 again. I'm not gonna lie. I would not be surprised at all.
I mean, that depends if they allow you to put 3 strikers next to each other.
That's a good point.
Yeah, personally, I think if they allow it, the strikerless 3 attacking midfielders, or even the 1 attacking midfielder with the 2 sort of wide players, will be groundbreaking again. It just seems to break it.
That'll make Mary Guido happy.
Yeah. Dazza, at the start of the chat, said, ask Cookie about our beta save.
Cookie, what is your beta save?
See, Regista's on it. He's on it. Yeah, basically, I pretty much just jumped into their beta save. New Gen FM and Dazza FM. Basically doing a Leicester 2-season challenge, who can do the best type of thing. I kind of just said that I was going to do it with them without even asking them.
Is that going to be live streamed on Twitch with all 3 of you playing at the same time?
Oh.
I think you should all have the same save file, and you all play. Yeah, you all play in the same save file, and you all play at the same time, so that none of you can steal a march on somebody else. So you can't see what Daz is doing, and if he's doing well, copy it, for example.
Yeah, I mean, I think me and Dazza are definitely going to live stream it. I think New Gen is just going to play it.
Yeah.
I think he's more of a blogger.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely
good.
think that we should use the same save file, so sort of we're in the same FM universe.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll be following along.
So I think we move on from the questions and go straight into the quiz.
With your host, SammyDoda FM today. So I hope you guys. I'm in the chat to get involved in this as well, by the way. But I hope you guys thought about the community a lot today.
I'll be honest, I've done no research.
I mean, I am a community man.
And he comes from far away.
And I can play
Yes, he can play.
Football Manager.
So yeah, buzz in with your name, Register Cookie. First one to get in there, we'll get to answer Sammy's question first. And then if that question is wrong, obviously there's only 2 of us, so it will just get passed over to the other person.
Alright, okay. Let's do this.
And can I point out to the Twitch chat, please don't put the answers in the chat.
Alright, let's do this.
I'm going to be reading out your bios, some people's bios. I bet you know where this comes from. And then you need to figure out who it is on Twitter.
Okay. Go for it.
Sounds good.
Champ of FM18 on Twitch. Streams Mon, Red, Fry at 4 PM. Sundays at 9 AM. Twitch partner. Any inquiries, contact info at
Cookie?
blank. Yeah. Cookie.
Is it Register?
No.
Regista.
Yep.
CookieFM.
Yes. You've got 1 point, sir. Right.
I know it's not me, son.
Do you
Yeah, I have
do you
to say
know
I
what yours
don't
go
read
like?
people's bios that often.
No, that's why it's going to be a hard quiz. So, question number 2 then. I write about football manager tactics and player development. Also a grumpy Yorkshireman.
Regista.
Yep.
Cleon.
Yes. Right.
So I knew that one.
This one I have a feeling you both will know. He's a very small man.
Regista.
Yep.
Regista.
Oh dear. Question number 4. This is going quite easy. Football
Yeah, I'm
manager,
going to get absolutely bumped.
football manager YouTuber with over 1 subscribers. Blank.com. Admin at blank.com.
Regista.
Yes.
Spencer Owen.
No.
Oh.
Can you read again, Sammy?
I sure can. Football manager YouTuber with over 1 subscribers. Blank.com.
Yeah.
Admin at blank.com for business inquiries.
I know who it is, I think. Actually, no, I don't.
Yeah, I have no idea who it is, but I'm going to go Nerdphonic.
No. It is second yellow card.
Yeah.
Question number 5 then. Wannabe casual gaming YouTuber. FM addict. Hashtag FM18.
CookieFM.
Yes. Cookie?
Is that me?
No.
Can you start that again?
Wannabe casual gaming YouTuber. FM addict. Hashtag FM18. Hashtag NCSC. Fan.
NCFC.
I think I know who it is, actually.
NCFC. Jesus. No, I don't know it.
Control, god damn it, yes. Question number 6 then. Hashtag DCFC fan is serial bottler. Occasional.
Cookie.
Yes.
Is it? Oh, no. I'm thinking of the wrong person, but is it Proudy?
No.
No.
Do you want me to repeat it for you?
Yes, please.
Hashtag DCFC fan. Serial bottler. Occasional graphics guy. Twitch streamer.
Occasional F. Is it FMU Paul?
No, it is
No.
Jord the Fraud.
Oh, of course it is.
Oh.
He's going to kill me for not getting that.
FM addict, Twitch partner streamer. This one's going to keep it away though. Yorkshire Tea.
Regista.
Oh wait, who was that? Oh no, this is the second time.
Controversial.
I'm going to do a cookie now. But I have to say, I think that was Cookie.
It was Cookie. I think I started saying the answer anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with officially teach.
Yes.
Yes, got one right.
This one I hope Cookie will know as well. Or both of you actually. Question number 8. Football manager player looking to bring content across blogs and live streams. Regista, was that you there?
No, it wasn't. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Cookie?
Yep.
Is it Dazza FM?
No. And I know for a fact Regista won't get it. Just know it.
Blogs and streams. Wow. It's definitely not you, so I will go with Dangear, but it's not Dangear.
No, it is Cookie. You're going to get absolutely killed. It is Mosh Ninja Gaming.
Oh,
Hi, Mosh.
You're going to get
It's just
absolutely
that-
killed.
he doesn't do the Football Manager stuff at the moment, so I didn't think of
That'll be why we didn't get it. It's the bloody question, isn't it? Not our fault.
Number 9 then.
controversial.
Number 9. All-round gamer, former blogger at Final Whistle FM. Starting a YouTube journey with FM18.
Wait, repeat that.
All-round gamer, former blogger at Final Whistle FM, starting a YouTube journey with FM18.
I'll tell you what, you've gone for some really obscure ones here.
Mm-hmm. I did say it'd be hard.
Yeah, that is a hard one.
Regista.
Yep.
I don't know, I'm going to say Jen Caldo.
Nope.
Can you read it one more time?
Okay. All-round gamer, former blogger at Final Whistle FM, starting a YouTube journey with FM18.
I have no idea. I'm going to guess. Target Man.
Nope. It is Coyote Gaming.
Okay.
Last but not least, question 10 then. Gamer, dog owner, epic ranter, FM lover, YouTuber, streamer, and mug seller.
Regista.
Yep,
I'll go with Loki Doki.
you are correct. So, that is 10 questions. And the final scores is Cookie's been absolutely humiliated here. It is Regista with 4 points, CookieFM with 1. Well on. But that means, Regista, you get to decide who is the quizmaster next week. You can decide Cookie, myself, or Rampant.
Well, considering he's not here, let's give it to Rampant.
There you go, Rampant's next week then.
I've got a chance to redeem myself next week.
No.
You've been schooled, son. You've been schooled.
GG's, mate. GG's.
In fairness, there were only 2 of us. And in fairness, that was quite tricky.
Yeah, that was quite tricky. I went for quite obscure ones, in my opinion.
I'm just glad I got my own one right.
That would have been embarrassing.
Okay, so thanks for that quiz, Sammy. I actually think we should do 10 questions more often. So moving on to Creator of the Week. We haven't actually discussed this, so I'm just going to choose someone that I think should be announced for Creator of the Week, and that is someone who has recently returned, and I am super excited for his FM19 blogs and streams. I think blogs and streams. And it is the one and only Dazza FM.
That was the one I was going to go with. Oh my god.
I mean, before he had his little break, his streams were pretty decent. I always used to watch them. I've jumped in a couple of times since he's been back. And yeah, I hope everything is going to go smoothly for you, mate.
Yeah, I'll jump in and say Dazza was one of the first people I actually spoke to about streaming Football Manager. Yeah, he gave me a little confidence boost that I needed. So cheers, Daz. Hope you get cracking and get yourself back in the game as soon as possible, man.
May I also point out though that Dazza has, brought back to life the famous Discord called FM Creators. We missed that so much.
Yes, for the hashtags.
Yeah.
In the description, guys, we will drop all Dazza's links, all of that good stuff, and we'll also drop the hashtag FM Creators Discord link. Join it, get involved with the Football Manager community, and yeah, come and say hi. Okay, so yeah, that sort of brings us to the part of the podcast where we, say goodbye and tell everyone where they can find us. So we will start with the guest as always. Regista, where can everyone find you?
On Twitch, you can find me the RegistaFM, twitch.tv/the RegistaFM, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at RegistaFM.
You can find me on YouTube at TheSammyDoda FM, on Twitch at TheSammyDoda FM, and on Twitter, TheSammyDoda.
And you can find myself at CookieFM _ on Twitter and at CookieFM everywhere else. So thank you for listening to this episode of the podcast. You can find the podcast on Twitter at WingingItFMPod. The podcast is also on SoundCloud, iTunes and YouTube. Please follow, subscribe and leave any feedback for us in the comments. Thank you for joining us today, Regista. It's been amazing to have you here.
No, cheers for having us on, man. I enjoyed it. And I won the quiz. Like I said, I'm a community man. Wow, that went down like a lead balloon.
No, you are, mate. You are a focal point of the community.
Yeah, I agree.
Aw, guys.
But yeah, thank you for listening, and let's say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
See you later, guys. Take it easy.